Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Bio Inc. Redemption in the live campaign. We're going to the intensive care unit, and this next mission, the Enigma, is a little weird. Well, enigmatic, you might even say. Here's the weird rub about the Enigma. You have a limited number of bio points with which to diagnose and cure a patient, and that is it. If you fail, you fail. Fun stuff. Let's go ahead and rename this guy. I'm going to call you Angle, because you're enigmatic. There we go. All right. So because you have a limited number of bio points, in theory, the economy does not matter. I've heard some reports that you might get some extra points from Bio Rush, but possibly it's a bug. For now, since I only have a limited amount of XP, let's worry about other stuff, since the economy is not really that useful in this case. Again, I wish they would tell you some of these things ahead of time, rather than make you find your booster slots, start the scenario, and then go back. This is kind of dumb. We could go for fewer symptoms, so it's easier to narrow things down, or clicking on a symptom highlights fewer diseases. Either of them is honestly probably fine. We'll go for probably a couple of free lifestyles just to save myself some points and have a chance, maybe, at keeping the patient alive a little longer. I definitely want to go for cheaper tests. Everything's about maintaining your economy here. We could go for cheap upgrades. I don't know what that does in this case, actually. Are they even upgrades? I don't remember. I didn't check. We'll go for slow collapse, since that does seem to be better. And I guess with 4 points left, we could try the bio points rush and see if it works, but I'm not sure that it matters at the end of the day. We can't afford a lot of diagnosis mistakes, and I believe over here on the right, yeah, you have a limited number of bio points. Even if it does give you bio rush, technically you might fail from that alone. All right, looks to me like the Muscular Systems having one heck of a time. There's a lot going on there. I'm willing to bet some of the high-level stuff is what's been evolved at the moment. If we wanted to go for, let's say, I guess I could go for a physical exam, because if we have any of these, we know we're going to have the chronic muscle cramp. If we don't have this, then we know something else is going on. Pretty confident we want to do a skin biopsy, and pretty confident we want to do surgical exploration for the necrotizing fasciitis, which does have 3 of the symptoms that we are currently looking for. So we'll do a surgical exploration as well. We could go to the cardio system with that much damage, and you are taking some neurological damage, yeah? Could be a stroke. It would make a certain level of sense. Easy way to test is to do some ultrasounds. If you have the blood clots, there's a good chance I think that we have the stroke, so we'll go ahead and do that. Could very well want a brain MRI. I'm almost positive, actually, that our patient is going to have either a stroke or a brain aneurysm, so we're going to go ahead and do a brain MRI as well. This whole scenario is really a test of your diagnosis capabilities. All right, we got that, so that's done. Let's go ahead and treat... Well, we want to treat with the cheaper stuff, honestly, and save our points, even if it's not as effective. So we'll just go ahead and do both of those, just so we can knock out some of the symptoms and reduce the likelihood that we make some unnecessary mistakes. All right, let's treat what we can, diagnose what we can. Things like necrotizing fasciitis will probably affect multiple symptoms or systems. So it's entirely possible, there it is, that by curing necrotizing fasciitis, some of the problems in, let's say, I don't know, the immune system might go away. I don't know. There are things you can do. We're going to test it. Antibiotics. Problem with necrotizing fasciitis is it is fairly expensive. Okay, so we have skin rash. It is also possible that we have fibromyalgia. Let's see. Could be memory loss. What else could give memory loss? Let's take a look. Could be something we're already testing for here. Alzheimer's disease. So rather than waste the points on a fibromyalgia test, let's just see what that turns out. With a fever, there's a whole load of options there. Chronic cough. Now that gives me some ideas. Eek. Let's go to the respiratory system. So if we have these, feeling relatively confident it could be this. Could be. Actually, could be multiple things. I feel like this might be it. Easy way to test, though, I think. Do we have access to the flu and H1N1? Answer is yes. So the flu could be producing some of this as well. Let's do a flu test. See if we can knock some of that out from that tree. Anything we want to test for here in urinary incontinence and all that? Could be lupus. There's a couple things that will actually make sense for lupus nephritis. Is there something else that could give us lupus? Okay, there's a fever. Skin rash. Yeah, I feel like lupus is a pretty likely candidate. Let's go for a kidney biopsy. We're going to test for lupus nephritis. And if that turns out to be correct, then we know that lupus is also a suspect. All right, blood clots. That's confirmed. So, again, I'm feeling pretty good about the whole stroke thing. Let's do this. All right. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good scenario to really hone your diagnostic skills in the life campaign. Very good place to practice without having to sit around and wait. Okay, so those are knocked out, which means it's not going to be tuberculosis or pneumonia. Got to be something else. Could be lung cancer. Could be chronic bronchitis. Is there something we can do that's relatively cheap? You know what? I should have done the stethoscope exam first. That would have tested both of these paths instead. That would have been a much smarter play. I didn't think of that. Wish I had. I don't really want to do the chest x-rays. Let's... All right, let's do the stethoscope exam. We're going to test for it. This is only on severe difficulty, so I think I have a little bit of play. There's the photosensitivity and the skin cancer. Okay, so we're going to go with chemotherapy. Again, this lends credibility to the theory that we do indeed have lupus, because photosensitivity leads in that direction, so let's find out. Okay, no bronchitis. We do indeed have hypertension and a stroke, though, which makes sense. Let's cure the stroke. Aspirin will have to do. It's the cheaper option. I'm not going for effectiveness. I'm just trying to get something cheap that I can afford. All right, swelling and bruising, we know it's neither of those. Fatigue could be angina. Shortness of breath can't be pulmonary embolism because we know that deep vein thrombosis was not a thing. I also don't see any symptoms for arrhythmia, so I feel like it can't be a heart attack. Angina maybe, but there are other things that could produce that, I think. So let's see what my other test turns out for kidney biopsy, because this might eliminate a lot of symptoms if it is indeed lupus. And sure enough, it's lupus. All right, lupus it is. Let's go for corticosteroids, and we'll go for corticosteroids for this as well. Again, I think the same treatment should affect multiple things if that's the case. So we have a chronic cough, we have fatigue, shortness of breath, and we have memory loss. It's not this. It could still be fibromyalgia. I'm going to go ahead and schedule an FMA test. And we need to figure this out. So it shouldn't be this. So I'm guessing it's got to be lung cancer. Easy way to test, we'll do a spirometer test. Let's find out. Let's find out. I'm feeling pretty good about this, by the way, so far. I feel clever from this scenario. You know? More of these. Okay, so it's almost certainly going to be lung cancer. I'm just pretty confident about it. Let's go for that lung biopsy for 10 points. It's expensive. Good thing we got some discounts. This is going to be really tough on lethal difficulty, by the way. There are just going to be some cases where it's going to be a crapshoot. Why? We are getting points. So there we go. I guess that lends credibility to the theory that the random bio eruption does give you points. Question is, can I use them? There's a lung cancer, because this is still 45. I have no idea, and I'm not really eager to find out. Let's go ahead and grab the chemotherapy. So we still have fatigue. What could be causing fatigue and memory loss? Answer is actually, it could be FMA, but it also could be chronic fatigue. We didn't test for insomnia. Let's go ahead and do that. That's only 3 points. That's certainly doable. We'll grab this, I guess, for the extra score. Okay, well, we do have the fibromyalgia. Guess that answers that problem. Let's go for the aspirin. Very cheap, easy solution, and fatigue is going away. We have cured the patient. That was it. Okay, now all we have to do is wait around for the lung cancer to be done, and boom! We win with 28 points to spare. So it's a pretty fun scenario. I really think that this is a great opportunity to continue practicing your diagnostic abilities. I'm feeling pretty smart. I mean, consider how far I've come in the life campaign. When I first started, it was a crapshoot on everything. Yeah, I know it's not chronic fatigue. Thank you. I wish I could have canceled that to save myself some score. Whatever. Point is, though, look how far I've come. I started with a set number of points, and with a little bit to spare, I totally made that work. Again, lethal difficulty, I have to imagine that's very difficult. Maybe the biopoints eruption does give you more to work with, and the game lies, or maybe it doesn't matter at all. Either way, at least it gives you some score, so I guess there's really no reason not to do this, and pick up the biopoint eruption just to increase your ending score. All right, lung cancer, here comes some more chemotherapy! Good news is also that nothing died, so I'm not really worried about the patient's health. Angle actually did a pretty good job. Angle, you're coming out of this ahead. What? Oh, we still have fatigue. It lied. There was still fatigue. Oh, no. It could be anything. It could be literally anything. Okay. Wait. All right, neurological exam. Let's test for that one. That won't take long, I hope. Wait. No, wait. Angle. I thought it said you were good. It lied. It lied. Nope, it's not that. Okay. Well, wait. Leukemia. Circulatory, muscles, immune. Wait. If I had gone for the more efficient treatments, I think there would have been a better chance of me discovering this. What if it is totally leukemia? Are we learning from our past mistakes? I actually do need to continue doing some tests because I can't afford to sit around waiting forever. I know it's not those. It's probably not these. It's not this. It's not these. It's not this. Probably not cirrhosis. Yeah, that would do damage to the digestive system. We're not seeing that happen. I guess there's a chance of hemophilia. Didn't we already do a metabolic panel? I think we did when we tested for the potassium deficiency. I have to think that there's a good chance that it's leukemia. Good chance. Let's find out for sure. Let's find out for sure. All right, so I don't have nearly as many points to spare as I thought. Okay, so lethal difficulty, this is going to be really tough. Is basically what I am learning here, but it can be done. It can indeed be done. No more bio points, by the way. Leukemia? Totally freaking called it. Leukemia it is. More chemotherapy for Angle. Have fun with that one, buddy. All right, well, there's nothing else we can do. We just sit around and wait. So, yeah, good scenario. Pretty tricky. This is going to be an absolute bear on lethal difficulty. I am positive of it. But this does prove that if you want to go for the boosters, you want to make sure that you are reducing costs as much as possible. I have to think that saving on diagnostics is probably going to be better than saving on the treatment itself, because it gives you a little bit more room to make an error. Prioritizing diagnosis, or a diagnostic test that can find a wide range of things could be more attractive to you. But really, you just have to actually learn a lot of different disease types and what to look for. That's really your best bet. All right, Angle, you barely scraped by, but you made it. We got a couple hundred bio points, apparently. Wow! What do you mean I got 100% diagnosis efficiency? That's pretty good. 14 diseases treated, 4,000 points, and we win. All right, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Hit that notify bell if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time.